For a first-time filmmaker, it becomes a little easier because forget the fact that you don't know, you also don't have the knowledge. So even your self-doubt and your confusion can only last up to a point. Because it's not like you say, you know, when I directed the last dramatic scene, I made the actor do this, but here I'm stopping short. Is this the right way? Should I push a You don't have all these doubts plaguing you because you've just come on and you said, acha, haan, karo, and then to make it seem like you're a director, then you throw some technical jargon and you say, I'm not feeling it and I'm not getting the emotion, all that crap you do, but you don't really know. So the best thing is to have this kind of bullheadedness. हाँ बस ये सही है. The fact, I always tell people this, take your decisions but learn to live with them. Then don't point the finger when they say your film's a piece of crap. Have the courage to just stand up and say, yeah, I tried, I screwed up, you know, whatever. Cinematography is a lot more than find a clean place and put the camera like the director in Bollywood Calling says. See, the cinematographer's got that joke. Because, and it's actually true, apparently Manoj Kumar said that once. Because there was a lot of confusion and the director was waiting for Manoj Kumar to show up and again a scene straight in Bollywood Calling. And the cinematographer turns to the director and says, sir, where do I frame the shot? And the director says, anyway the hero is going to come and change it. So just find a clean place and put the camera and, you know, we'll wait for the hero to show up. So anyways, so the point where I was leading before I digressed was the fact that as a director, you primarily, I'm sorry I can't give too much input to you camera folks out there because my expertise begins and stops with the relationship. I can tell you what's right or wrong and if it's working for my story, but I couldn't frame anything to save my life. So, and you know, there are different levels of expertise and directors naively assume that they are the masters of every field. Because they are allowed to put their finger into every pie doesn't make them necessarily the, you know, the baker, so to speak. But it's a job that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. For people who love cinema, I don't think there's anything more enjoyable and at the time most stressful. I think in a recent poll, the most stressful job was first a pilot, second a film director, and third a surgeon. So, you know, we're there even above the people who slice and dice and save your life. So I have an amazing editor who I have not changed for the last 9 films. The irony is in this field, as it relates to the arts, there is no right or wrong. My point of view is my point of view. The problem is everyone's got a point of view and you're praying and hoping that the majority of the points of view gel with yours. And when it doesn't, it is a huge bother. I don't know what, I don't know if I can ever stop not caring. So the best thing that I started to do very early in the game is I don't read the reviews. About 5 years ago, I discontinued newspapers and disconnected my cable TV. I'm serious. And it's kind of nice. You know, the internet is your gateway, but you control what you want to see and what you don't want to. Back to the critic's question. In today's times, it has reached a point where everyone's a critic. There are no qualifications. There are none whatsoever. When I was growing up and even when I started making films, people worked their way up. There were certain critics who were lauded for their appreciation of cinema, their knowledge base, the way they compared it. Worldwide this trend existed. The moment the internet came, any Tom, Dick and Harry, 19, 20, anyone can just jump up there and give their points of view. The problem is, if you don't understand what you're reviewing, then I don't even know where to begin. In my defense, I'm saying. And I'm scared also when they praise my films, because they'll turn around and praise Kya Cool Hai Hum or something. No offense meant to the filmmakers, I'm saying this on tape, and you're going, these are two films in two very, very different spaces. They're not even different genres, they're very different spaces. So, bottom line, the only analogy I can give is, I want to know which parent, mother or father, if you walked up to them and said, hey, that's really one ugly child you have. I want to know which parent will say, oh, thank you, and move on. Every parent wants to hear, no matter how butt ugly the kid is, that, hey, what a cute baby, and they're happy, right? It's the same with a filmmaker. When you invest that kind of time, one word of advice, please don't go up to any filmmaker and just randomly give your gyan. Please. If you like it, be sure to go and tell him or her. If you like it. That's the way we humans are wired. It's very easy to sit at a desk and say, oh, you have to take the positive with the negative criticism. BS. What is the value of negative criticism? If you're negatively criticizing, I'm assuming usually the common one, I think, is Bombay to Bangkok, where people, especially after Iqbal and Dor, for some reason I was the bastion of social change, a mantle which I didn't want, but somehow I got thrust on that. And when Bombay to Bangkok came, people were upset, pissed off, and while I like the fact that there is some kind of ownership of my work, seriously, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a storyteller, I want to tell different kinds of stories, some stories work, some don't. What do I gain by you coming and telling me that a story doesn't work? It's a story. That's it. All I can say is, I'm sorry you didn't like it. This is my approach. If you're so upset and hell-bent, I really think you should go out and make your own film. So, I find no space for criticism. Unfortunately, these guys have the ability to influence the public, and that's an evil that we have to put up with.